God damn, I'm gonna go off my computer 1 second. I think.
Oh my god!
I think I got it.
Guys,
Okay,
I'm sorry. I kicked my computer and now it no longer works. I can't record.
Matt is not a real person.
This is my phone. I will put like my camera on, just so you could tell that I am not lying.
No, your AI. Matt's a clanker.
I ain't no fucking AI. Anyway, you guys want a room tour?
While
I'm waiting for the computer to turn on.
Oh, you're still. Oh my god.
Oh my God.
I'm tempted to just proceed because, like, in theory, if this works fine, my screen record gets it all anyway. But sure, give us a room tour.
Oh, my computer's on. Anyway,
Yeah, I want to see your
bed,
is
closet,
bed.
drawer,
There's going to
computer,
be a
and
notice.
that's it.
This is going to be a podcast with a notable absence of Matt patting his cat in the background.
Yeah, no cat
We're not-
anymore.
We're
Kind of sad.
Does that
to
make
be
you
honest.
sad, Matt?
It does
I was
make me
gonna
very
say.
sad. I miss my cat. She is
too.
very alone.
That was
Very
so
alone,
sad.
scared of the world.
That was so sad.
She might catch on fire while you're gone.
She just needs to. Unfortunately, she just needs to get accustomed to me being gone. As much as I don't like that, but I can't take her with me, so that sucks.
What a downer, bro. Killing the vibe. Cool. Are we ready to go?
I ate your cat, Matt.
Almost. My computer's back on. Discord is having a little bit of trouble, but I'm just restarting it. It's booting up.
Are you not talking
Give it
to
like
us
a
on
minute.
Discord right now?
I am, but this is through my phone. This is not through my computer.
I know, but in theory, you're just recording your own voice.
There we go. I don't have the backup audio. I don't have the backup audio running yet. That's why.
Okay. I'm just.
Well, in theory, Matt's gay. In theory.
All right.
Matt-
Okay.
Matt-
3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm running it now,
okay.
and it's working.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna start then. Hello and welcome to Culture Illiterate, a podcast where four friends overthink movies about cars and family. I am Jake, and I'm well past the point of having a hard time thinking of fun facts for the start of the podcast, but I'm also not going to cop out and stop coming up with new ones. So now my fun fact is that I don't come up with fun facts easy anymore.
Are you gay?
Boo.
Boo.
I'm Jason, and
Are you?
I think so. I'm Jason, and I think that Sean's a loser.
I can't believe
Hi.
you've done this. Why would you say that?
Hi,
He's
my name
never
is-
gonna recover from that.
I hope he
How
doesn't.
can I ever financially recover?
Recover? Is that what you said? Recover. Anyway.
You know what, Matt? If you can be tired, I can be tired too. I will absolutely destroy you.
Uh-huh.
In
Anyway.
bed.
My name
And
My name is Matt. I am tired, and Jason's manager is a little bitch. That's my fun fact.
well, you know what? My name is Sean, and my fun fact is that I don't fuck animals, and it's true.
I had a huge cutout between it's and true, so I was
I did.
kind of concerned.
I did.
Yeah, I was a little concerned for a second.
I did too.
I want to take care of some like housekeeping stuff kind of off the bat before we proceed, just to get it out of the way. Obviously, this will be our first upload in I'm not sure how long. And for most of Fast, we were keeping a good every other week schedule. Before that, we were obviously all over the place. That's not changing. So as of the date of this recording, Sean is getting married in 8 days. I believe if
Disgusting.
I don't procrastinate, this episode will come out 2 days before Sean's wedding. So congratulations to Sean. Matt has just moved.
Ooh.
Matt has just moved. I get married not too long from now, And Jason's, just got other friends and makes music, and works a lot. So I don't know when we'll be able.
Bitches as managers.
Yes, this is true. So just like a heads up to our listeners, and by that I mean my parents. If the podcast isn't dead, it'll just get made when it gets made. But yeah, that's it. So everyone say hi, Amy, and congratulations, Sean and Matt. Cool. Anything you guys want to? I mean, we don't really have to catch up because we all talk a lot anyway, because it's like we're actual friends. But anything you guys want to talk about, whether it's a story or a rec or anything, that since we last got together for this?
I just want to make everybody aware. This is a fake ass friendship for clout purposes. We are not friends. We don't hang out with each other off screen. I'm definitely not Sean's groomsman. I am definitely not attending his wedding next week.
We're doing a horrible job.
Jake's brother.
We're doing an absolutely terrible job of getting clout out of a fake friendship. We have, God, I don't even know, but we have sub 300 followers, so it's not like we make money off of this.
That's more than one.
Hey, it's more than one.
Simon created us on the X Factor.
We have 225 currently. So, like, I think there's a good chance. Most of those are family or immediate friends, and a good chunk of them are probably bots. But, that one dude sent us an email about being naked once. So, is that...
Shout out to Matt and Amy for creating all those alt accounts to subscribe to the Illiterate podcast. Shout out to them.
I thought you were going to shout them out for creating me and Jason.
Oh, fuck no.
Cool. I don't know how to take it. I don't know how to take it. I'm out of practice.
Well, here's one thing. You're
gay?
You're
peeing on my
foot. You smell.
Also, I have a rec. Everybody watch The Naked Gun. It's a very good movie.
Oh yeah, the new Naked Gun was fantastic.
As a fan of the original trilogy, it is actually very nice to see an actual faithful reboot. I guess.
It's not. It's
that spiritual successor.
Yeah,
I think it's a spiritual successor. More like a spiritual successor.
He technically plays the son of the original.
The son.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frank Drebin. Frank Drebin Jr.
It's
a legacy.
It's a requel.
It's
a requel.
Liam Neeson. I didn't know Liam Neeson could be that funny though. Talk about how you become a meme fart man instead of sexy prisoner. Do you remember this?
I don't know what you're talking about right now.
The interrogation scene?
Becoming a meme?
About
bro, everybody's cutting out for me. You're not giving me a lot to work with.
I think Matt's having a stroke. Matt's having a stroke.
I think I might be dying.
I think I might be dying.
On that note, Matt's dead. We love him and we miss him.
He died tragically on the way back to his home planet.
I won't be attending Sean's wedding anymore.
Yeah, so if anyone wants to take that last groomsman spot, auditions will be held.
For Jason.
At the Hollywood Improv this Saturday.
You have to go. You have to go to the Hollywood Improv. I'm sorry. I have. I guess I have one rec. This is for our gamers that we don't have because we have 3 audience members. For anybody who gets a chance, I recommend the game Claire Obscure. It is very, very good. Very good. If I were to compare it to something, it plays like a mix of Persona and Final Fantasy, but also has like a really good story. So I recommend it. It's French. It's very French.
Ooh, you lost me at French.
I think the strongest weapon in the game is a baguette, which is even more hilarious.
That is the strongest weapon in France as well. That's why they always surrender in war. Heyo.
It's the baguette and the guillotine, the two things you need in life.
We gotta bring guillotines back.
We do.
I recommend
I can think of a few people.
I recommend guillotining your local, fill in the rest. You can imply it. Cool. I recommend Sorry Baby.
I recommend guillotining your.
Sorry Baby and Naked Gun are probably the two funniest movies of the year for me so far, but very different. Because Sorry Baby is, it deals with rape, so like if you have a hard time with that, maybe avoid it. But it's a wonderful movie. It's not graphic, nothing is shown, but it's a very good movie about one of the worst things you can imagine happening to someone, and then them just having to keep living. Sorry, Baby.
I hadn't heard of it.
Yeah, I saw like nothing for it. I always check like every weekend like what's playing at my local theaters, and I hadn't seen a trailer, a poster, anything online. So I looked it up, and once I looked it up, I saw all these great things. It's great. Naomi Aki's in it. I know Jason, you know her because she was in Mickey 17, and what else has she been in? Anyway, I feel like I'm kicking myself because I feel like I had stories that I wanted to tell when we got back to doing this, and I never wrote any of them down, and they're all gone.
Well, for you. I have a rec actually. It's a bit of an odd one. I recommend.
I've wrecked Tom.
He's done it.
I wreck home.
He ruined it. Anyway,
it's gone now.
I recommend the
sucking this dick.
Fuck off.
No spoilers.
I recommend the Metallica documentary, Some Kind of Monster. I am not a Metallica fan. However, I think I just rewatched it recently, and I honestly think that everybody in the world should watch it. Ever. Like,
interesting.
It's just so entertaining and so fascinating because it was made at such a dysfunctional period in their history, both musically and interpersonally. It coincided with the release of their like generally objectively agreed upon worst album, Saint Anger, or as I like to call it, Stanger, because that's what Saint Anger looks like. Stanger. But anyway, really bad album, and it was at a really contentious time in their history where there was a lot of conflict between people. Their singer went to rehab in the middle of it. So it's really fascinating to kind of see like one of the biggest bands of all time and of that time specifically kind of just be a total mess, and to see Kirk Hammett be like a child of divorce in the middle of it, because that's kind of the best way I can describe his role.
It's very funny to me that like the two documentaries I've heard you talk about for musicians are this and Travis Scott, neither of which are like artists that you frequent.
Oh, I used to hate Metallica.
I mean, I don't
And I still
don't
am
like
not
them from what
a
I've
big
heard,
fan.
but I know they're important.
They are, and that's why I've come around on them slightly. Because I have to, you know, you
Got
can't
drums,
deny
got
the
drums in a
importance
metal
that they
band
had.
once. Shall
Not even
we?
that. Well, it's funny you say that because Metallica is iconically not known for their drums.
Yeah, everyone knows that. You guys want to keep
Lars is overhated, though.
totally keep shaking the rust off? Uh, well, we're covering F9, the Fast Saga. Stop me if you got more to say.
9.
F9. It
I got more
released.
to say. I'm not rusty. I'm not shaking any rust off. I'm not rusty. I've been
am.
podcasting in my spare time.
Oh yeah, really? You cheating on us? Stepping out? You should have hosted this
Yeah,
one then.
well, I haven't been on any other podcasts. I've just been talking to myself and recording it.
I've kind of been doing that too, but for work. I've had to record like training videos at work. And I have to talk like loudly or it doesn't like pick up my work computer doesn't pick up my voice. So I work from home.
Well,
for
that's not a
anyone-
problem for you.
Well, fuck you. I work from home for anyone that doesn't know, so I must sound like an insane person during the day. Because I'm just like screaming about really boring stuff. Anyway, so F9 released June 25th, 2021. It most notably marks the return to the franchise of Justin Lin. He is both the director and the co-writer of this movie, along with Daniel Casey and Alfredo Botello. Great Italian name. Also, he eated a pizza. Also returning as cinematographer is Stephen F. Linden, who had shot entries 5 through 8 as well as 3. The cast has
That casual Italian racism slide.
You can't be. I'm white. It's Italians are white. They don't count.
White on white crime, brother.
White on white crime. You get all the expected faces in the cast. Vin Diesel as Dominic Toretto, Michelle Rodriguez as Letty Ortiz, Jordana Brewster as Mia Toretto. She was actually, side note, Priya, my fiance, has been watching the show Elsbeth, and she was in an episode of that where she plays a hooker. And I was like, what's Mia doing here? Anyway.
Me too!
You're a hooker? It was a surprisingly progressive...
Does Dominic Toretto eat at the pizza too, you fucking racist pig?
No, because Dominic Toretto, despite the name, is ethnically ambiguous. To the point of, like, they make commentary in this one, actually, about how ethnically ambiguous he is.
Yeah, everything about him is ethnically ambiguous except for his fucking name.
But what's so funny, I found out when looking at the cast list,
Italian.
There's flashbacks in this movie, and the person who plays young Mia in the flashbacks is Asian. And Mia is not. Mia and Jordana Brewster are not Asian.
That's really funny, actually.
Tyrese
what? Scarface wasn't. He wasn't in any way Hispanic.
I know, but like, could you imagine if Matt walked into a room and was like, "Hey, I'm Alfredo Botello."
Well, yeah, no, that's hilarious.
Exactly.
I need to hear Matt doing that.
I'm just saying.
Tyrese Gibson is Roman Pierce. You're right. Ludacris is Tej Parker. Natalie Emmanuel as Ramsey. Charlize Theron as Cypher. Got some new characters, such as Anna Sawe as Elle. I don't know how to pronounce this German fuck's last name. Tu Ersted Rasmussen as Otto. And John Cena as Jacob, Dom's secret villainous brother. There's also plenty of characters that return for cameos, like Kurt Russell as Mr. Nobody or Helen Mirren as Queenie Shaw. But I think we'll all be in agreement that the most noteworthy of the returning cameos is the Tokyo Drift Boys, getting all of Lucas Black as Sean, world's oldest teenager, Boswell. Chad Moss, a.k.a. Bow Wow, as Twinkie. Jason Tobin as Earl. And, of course, Sung Kang as Han. I got a lot of issues with this movie, but seeing them all together again does put a smile on my face. Not gonna lie. Not gonna act above it.
Yeah.
I will.
The gang back together.
Get the gang back together.
Fun fact: they're all canonically supposed to be. You stopped talking. They're all supposed to be 22 in this one. Those four. Well, actually, Han's older, but Sean.
Not a damn one of them.
They all look 48.
Anywhere close.
And they're canonically 22 because they're 17 in Tokyo Drift, and this is supposed to be about 5 years after.
It's like I would buy 30s at youngest. I would buy 30s.
But they looked like they were pushing 30 in Tokyo
30s.
Drift.
22.
Yeah, they're supposed to be around 22.
Yeah.
That's my age.
That's
Younger
hysterical.
than me, and they look 20 years older than me.
That is absolutely hilarious.
They also look more than 20 years older than you, Jason. I'm not gonna lie. Especially, who was the guy from the Tokyo Drift? Shane Black?
Not Shane Black. Shane Black's the director.
I was gonna say that's the guy that directed Iron Man 3, isn't it?
Yeah, he directed.
Oh yeah, and he also directed that shitty Alien Predator movie.
Yes, he did. Lucas Black is the actor.
Yes.
Sean Boswell is the character.
Oh,
I'm in this movie. Holy shit!
There's a Jacob and a
Yeah,
Sean.
no, he looks the least like a 22-year-old, and that's largely because he looked like he was already past 20s in Tokyo Drift, and at the time of this movie, that was like, what, 15 years ago?
It was really hit me.
It was.
Yeah, it really hit me at the end of this movie where they're all drinking beers, and I was like, wow, this drinking beers legally is still so new to them in world. But it really looks like a bunch of dads. Like, it's just funny because I was like, wait, why are all these 22-year-olds are in Dom's backyard? It's a little bit, when you think about it that way.
See, but you don't question it really because they look Dom's age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Dom met them when they were 17, so, like, is he a groomer? Just saying.
I mean, he didn't really maintain much contact with them.
Well, hey, I mean, this series loves a retcon, so...
We'll get into that. This is one of the funniest retcons.
This has multiple absolutely massive lore retcons.
Well, this is one of my favorites because it's like the second time they did it.
Yeah. Okay.
If you know what I'm saying.
Yes, I think I do. I think you're talking about certain people not being dead. So, all right. God, all right, let's just get started. We open with a flashback in 1989 where we see Jack Toretto, Dom's father, participating in whatever a late model race is, according to this summary, on a short track with his sons Dominic and Jacob working in the pit crew. Now, this is a big revelation because through 8 movies plus the Hobbs and Shaw spinoff, if we're counting that, though I wouldn't, since it's not like Dom's in it, we've never heard a goddamn word about Dominic Toretto having a brother. So, big revelation right off the bat. He has one. Dom is arguing the rival race.
By the way, is not ethnically ambiguous.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so young Dom in this movie looks, and I don't know, at some point, I gotta pull up the images and send it to you guys, because I don't think you realize if you don't watch it back to back. Every time, my understanding is Dom's kid throughout the 3 movies also drastically changes how he looks. Like, he's like very clearly not white in this, and it's like straight up a white baby in Fate of the Furious. And I believe the kid looks even more different in Fast X, but I could be wrong. I gotta find the photos. But yeah, young Dom in this. What the fuck? Young Dom in this, Jesus fucking Christ, looks not at all like Vin Diesel. Which is also unclear because Dom's father in this is not, he was just a white dude, right? And his brother seems just white. We never meet Dom's mom. I'm sure they're saving that for a big retcon down the line. I don't know if there's lore established, but it's not like it matters. But yeah, so Jacob, they're working the pit crew. Dom's arguing with the rival racer, Kenny Linder. about dirty tactics. During the race, Linder's car clips Jack's bumper, causing his car to crash and killing him. A week after, Dom is arrested for nearly beating Linder to death. This is the first time we see, since Fast 1, we've been hearing about the time Dominic Toretto almost killed a man with a wrench. This is how it happened. So this is, to an extent, another retcon. People who care more than me know, like, some of the differences. And there's some differences in what it shows compared to Fast 1, what's told, but I don't even remember. So we see that for the first time, which, yeah, exactly. You know, you know, things, life. Despite having a podcast, I have a life outside of this.
You do?
While serving his sentence, Dom recalls that Jacob had worked on Jack's car the day he died and concludes that Jacob must have killed Jack. He gets this from a comment made by where we see how Dom met Leo and Santos. These flashbacks also spread throughout the movie, but this summer I just put them all up front and like, I don't care enough to try to break it up. So anyway, he believes that his brother's responsible for his dad's death, and upon release confronts Jacob, challenges him to a race, and with the loser having to leave town for good. Of course, Dom wins because he's Dom. We also get some neat cameos where we get to see younger versions of the Fast 1 crew. Obviously, like Mia's in there, but that also includes Vince and oh my God, what's his name? The dude with the fucking ADHD who dies from the first movie. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
In the first movie. I wrote this motherfucker's name down. I'm just going through my notes and I can't find it. Search.
I don't recall almost anything about Fast 1. I'm not gonna lie.
Jesse. He's the little twitchy ADHD guy who loses a drag race to the villain in Fast 1 and then just runs and the guy kills him. And it's like one of the few impactful deaths that has been kept. But in the flashbacks, when Dom goes to challenge Jacob to a race, you see two people that are like dressed very clearly to be Vince and Jesse, which I think is cool. It's a good touch. Anyway, what do you guys think about all the flashback shit?
It's weird. To me, it's weird.
Young Dom looks like he came from the Jersey Shore.
I feel that.
That's exactly what he looks
a little bit. It's mostly weird to me because, like, none of the people in there look like their older parts, so it's a little bit funny and a little bit goofy. But also, I can accept that because it's the Fast and Furious movies, so, you know, that's fine. I think the thing that always takes me out of it is that, like, we've had, like, up to this point, 9 other movies, including Hobbs and Shaw, and it has never once been mentioned from Mia or Dom that they have a brother.
Do you guys think Brian knows about
and
Jacob?
It feels like... I doubt it, which makes it even more funny that, like, he just shows up at the end and everybody's just like, oh, you guys are having a picnic right now? And they have to explain to him that I had a brother and he ran off into the, he killed, in quotes, my dad, and then he ran off into the night after we saved the world again. That sounds like it would be an awful experience. Trying to explain this plot would be an experience, I guess.
Yeah, this is one of the more needlessly complicated ones. Yeah, I didn't even bother tweaking the plot summary that I pulled from because I was like, it's just not, like, for better or worse, this movie's kind of just the lore one. Like, there's so many flashbacks and so many retcons that, like, it's the only thing that kind of makes it stand out. Like, I don't think the movie is awful, but it doesn't really do anything different or better than previous installments, other than, hey, look, young Dom that looks drastically different. Like none of it's poorly done per se. But seeing Dom's dad's death and, like, seeing the wrench story that we've heard about so much, it doesn't do anything to recontextualize it. So it doesn't really add anything. It kind of just feels like a bit of a waste of time because it's like, yeah, I already knew about him almost killing a guy and that his dad was good and was a good man but died. I've seen that reflected in Dom's character for 8 movies. It's kind of funny that all of these retcons but the flashbacks don't really change any of that emotionally.
Yeah.
It's weird, but it didn't bother me really. Like, it was just kind of like whatever.
I like getting to see Michael Rooker. He's always a delight.
He only gets like a
it was
5-second cameo though.
He's got like 2 scenes, but I like
that's
his
better
scenes.
than nothing.
Would
you rather have a movie without Michael Rooker, or would you rather have a movie with Michael Rooker?
That is a fair point.
Exactly.
Would you rather be asked to ask a question by Michael Rooker, or would you rather shit yourself in front of Michael Rooker?
Maybe shit myself.
Well, Sean's done both.
Maybe shit myself.
God.
Correct.
So, let's.
You are not.
I'm not what?
My God.
Let's bring it to
You said you're God. You said God.
Whatever. Let's bring it to the present day.
You are not God.
Before we talk more, we'll definitely have to talk about John Cena as Jacob, more. So,
No.
30 years later, present day, Dom's living retired life, raising his son Brian with Letty. When Rome, Tej, and Ramsey pull up with the news that shortly after arresting Cypher, Mr. Nobody's plane is attacked by rogue agents who abduct her and then crash in Monte Quinto, which is a fictional Central American country. Shout out Priya. One of Priya's favorite things is a fictional country name. Monte Quinto. Dom agrees to help them after initial resistance because he realizes that Jacob is involved. Searching the plane, they find a device called Project Ares, which can hack into any weapon system and Sean added this, but I like it. It also caused 9/11. Also, it's Ares spelled Aries, but they make comments about it being like Ares, the god of war, which is not the same thing. And I even Googled because I was like, oh, is there any kind of connection? Because I was like, those are both like ancient old things. I could see how like maybe one led to the other. There's no connection. It's a coincidence from everything I could find online. So they're just apparently nobody in the writer's room was like aware that Ares, the god of war, doesn't have an eye, or that Ares with an eye is not related to the god of war.
Yep.
So anyway, they have they're trying to stop, insert plot device number 72 because every move, how many of these all powerful weapons have they stopped now? The team is.
You know what? Wait, Jake.
What's up?
I don't want to say it. I honestly loved it so much because I watched Naked Gun not too long ago, and then one of my favorite jokes was in the beginning of the movie. He pulls out the MacGuffin from the bank, and it just literally is called plot device. It just gives me, I just continually flash back to that scene every time I see him Fast. It just made me laugh. I think seeing Naked Gun made this movie so much better for me because Naked Gun is basically parody Fast and Furious.
Yeah, Naked Gun parodies a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of things in this Fast in particular that 100% you're right. Naked Gun is such a good parody of plot device. Good call. The team's ambushed by a private army led by Jacob, who successfully steals the device. We see Michael Stasiak, Shea Wiggum's character, make an appearance. He helps Dom's crew escape to a safe house at the Caspian Sea, and Dom's sister Mia arrives to help. The team learns that Han was connected to Project Ares, at which point Letty and Mia leave for Tokyo to investigate. Yeah, okay, so we're into the plot at this point. So what do you guys think about Jacob as a villain? Like, regardless of how have we ever heard of him.
I'm kind of bewildering that he's had a brother for this long. We had no idea he existed.
Definitely.
Just brings it up anyway.
Definitely strange.
But it's definitely strange. I think I don't like him mostly because he's so generic compared to the rest that we've had so far. And it's disappointing having seen John Cena do things like Peacemaker and other crap where he is fantastic while at the same time being like goofy and weird, and we don't get that until the next movie. We don't get goofy shit until the next one. It disappoints me because also knowing how Jason Momoa is in Fast 10 is like really funny compared to what we get here. And I feel like I would have liked to see them like if anything, I feel like it would have been great to see them like ramp it up a little bit with like not the goofiness, but like having him be like almost close to what Jason Momoa's character is in 10, and have John Cena's character in this be like something of an in-between, and then I could kind of find it funny, but like with the melodrama that they're going for of he's magically Dom's brother, they try to make it super serious, and it loses its goofiness to me.
I agree.
And goofy is what I ride on in this. Goofy is what I ride on in these movies, so it does hurt it for me.
He's right. You ride my Goofy. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Cena's like particularly well cast either in this. I agree with you. Like, having seen him in Peacemaker, he's obviously has the ability to act, albeit I think he can only fit certain roles. And I think it's not that he can't be antagonistic, because like he is an antagonistic force in the Suicide Squad, and even as the lead of Peacemaker, he's not exactly a great guy. But in this, like, he has comedy chops, and he has such a strong stature, and this movie takes advantage of neither of those things. I like the concept of giving somebody in this series a secret relative, because like the Fast series uses so many soap opera tropes with they're secretly alive, they have amnesia, they're secretly married. So like, yeah, someone having a secret sibling makes sense, but they all like move on really quick. No one really like. The movie makes it clear that it thinks Dom was in the wrong for not telling people about Jacob, and makes it clear that it views Dom as in the wrong for how he handled his relationship with Jacob. And I appreciate that, like, it never makes Dom seem infallible as a leader. I think that's great. But everyone just like immediately gets over the fact that Mr. Preaching Family nonstop for years had a brother that they didn't know about. And like, he could have been any, like, the fact that he's Dom's brother, Dom and Mia's brother, means so little. He could have just been any big dude.
I would add to that it's also a little bit frustrating too, that like that's something that they could easily have taken more advantage of in this movie. If you're gonna be like, Dom's all about family, and all of a sudden you learn that like he has family that he absolutely just despises and doesn't talk to, and mostly because of a miscommunication and a misunderstanding that like, no, he did not kill his dad. And the spoilers, I guess, for what we're gonna get to at the end of it, but no, he does not. John Cena's character is not the one who kills their dad, on purpose. And so like, it would have been cool to at least see like, I don't know, the drama of like, you're always pushing family, and all of a sudden you have this family member that you never talk to us about. Like, I just want them to address the elephant in the room. He's never talked about this guy.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing. It's such a big reveal and such a big, like, I don't know, carpet pull in a sense, but then they don't then do anything big with it in terms of the plot or story or thematically.
I honestly think it's just funny.
Yeah, it just kind of I would say it just comes down to like, they don't use it in the end. Dom's brother just becomes another evil villain character that eventually turns and is on their side, and then that's it.
I think some of it,
they don't like add it. It doesn't add to it that he also happens to be, Dom's brother. It just I feel like that kind of gets dropped to the wayside a little. Yeah, it doesn't matter so much that he's a Toretto.
I think some of it is like they've kind of it's a symptom of the bloat that these movies have experienced at this point. Like this movie to me like really pushes them over the edge of like there's too many characters of importance, and I feel like you could have made a really interesting movie where Secret Brother is the main villain, but this movie was also trying to be like part 2 of the Cypher story, and I would have rather Fast 9 have just been like about them trying to get revenge on Cypher and get Cypher in custody rather than, or kill her or whatever, rather than being like, what can we do more with her? Because they also don't even resolve the Cypher arc at the end of this. She's still free at the end. While also introducing Jacob, and I feel like it would have been better to let this movie just be a direct sequel to Fate, close out or mostly close out the Cypher stuff, even if you want to let her like appear further down the line. But for now, close it out, and then use Fast 10 to bring in Secret Brother. But instead, they do a whole both. Here's the Secret Brother. Here's his redemption arc, and also here's Cypher.
Yeah, that's another thing too. That like
side note.
Yeah, Cypher's kind of like dropped to the side in this one as like the backseat main villain that you're supposed to be afraid of, and I feel like they were trying to originally make her like a recurring villain that they were going to have through multiple movies and like
the Thanos
act as though she's like their Thanos, but it just comes across so weird because you just have her show up in the last movie and make her the reason behind everything in all the other previous movies, and now we're just supposed to accept it, and it just feels weird, especially when like I feel like she's just shoehorned into this because they felt like they kind of had to a little bit.
Because they had to have a villain.
Like they haven't finished anything villain with her. But yeah, they had to have an actual villain in the end. So
there's a lot of story that happens off screen because she's just free at the end of 8, and then 9 is like, "Hey, we caught her," but also she's captured again, but now by new bad guys. What?
Yeah, we have evil. Do you have evil David Bowie to take their place?
Wait, are you calling the German guy Otto evil David Bowie?
When I first saw him, I'm like, "Oh, is that evil David Bowie?" So that's what I'm calling him from now on.
That's fucked up. Don't do David Bowie like that.
Oh yeah, that's very true. I'm sorry, David Bowie. Rest in peace.
Love David Bowie.
Yeah, I also completely forgot that he existed in this, and I also really, really hate the one conversation she has with him, like this is the part in the movie where the villain has a problem or whatever the fuck it is. I was like, just because you acknowledge what you're doing doesn't make you. Yeah. You're not making a meta joke here. You're just talking. You're plainly stating what is happening. And you are a movie.
Yeah, this
is why watching the Naked Gun. This is why you watch the Naked Gun before you watch this movie. It makes the watching experience so much better.
Because it feels like it's still a parody, probably. Like, I mean, this is definitely the one that becomes too self-aware. Some of it, like this is so they introduced this whole joke too that like Rome is aware of plot armor now. He points out like all the crazy shit they survive. Like he's surrounded like landmines in this one. And it kind of works because like Rome is the dude that's stupid enough that like I like the fact that everybody acts like he's crazy for saying it. That's kind of funny. But yeah, we're getting to the point where they're just like, we're going to be really lazy and feel like because of the reputation of our franchise, we can get away with it if we call it a joke. Fate and Hobbs and Shaw have that too a little bit, but I don't think nearly as bad.
No. Like, here's the thing. Hobbs and Shaw, they were tongue-in-cheek enough, but also they had a lot of charisma, and obviously the movie was not taking itself seriously. Well, this movie, you needed to take it at least somewhat seriously. And because of that, you couldn't take it seriously anymore.
Yeah, because
it's because, like...
Yeah, I agree. It definitely, what Matt said, is this one tries to take itself more seriously. I feel like this has, not to the extent that 5 was bad, but this kind of has the same thing as 5, where it or was it 4?
4 is the bad one. 5 is one of the fucking best.
4, yeah. Sorry,
I was gonna say,
I messed it up.
I was like, if you turned on 5, I don't know if I can go to your wedding next week.
No, it's 4. It's 4. 4. It has the same problem that 4 did, where it tries to take itself super seriously while also at the same time realizing to some degree that, or I should say, 4 didn't realize it shouldn't be taken seriously and should be self-aware. This one tries to take itself seriously while also being self-aware, and that doesn't work either. It has to be one or the other. I can't take you seriously, and you can't also have your cake and be self-aware too. So like, I gotta have one or the other. It's hard to be serious and self-aware at the same time. It makes it kind of weird and uncomfortable.
I feel like the scene
that's my cake and put my wiener in it.
Yes, you may.
Yes.
The scene that sums that up, Sean, honestly, is like towards the end of the movie. There's like Rome gives like a monologue and everything slows down, and it's him talking about like, maybe we really have maybe we're not invincible. Maybe we've just been so lucky the whole time. And it's like doing this like over while him and Tej are in space in a cheap car, and Mia's trying to save Jacob, and it's like I feel like that scene does not work at all, and it perfectly is the embodiment of everything Sean just said. Cool.
I also that part also disappoints me too, is them like they were building up this whole thing of like they're gonna take a car to space, and then they do it, and it just, I don't know if it's just me, but this is the one time where they have the big thing and it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, they kind of just float.
Not that.
Well, that's the thing. It's a car in space, but in the end, it just becomes another spaceship. There's nothing really more different between the car in space and just like some makeshift rocket ship. You know what I'm trying to say? It's
100%.
And like, so it's not unique. It's not something that's. It's something. It's a stunt that's disguised with cars, not used with cars. Is the best way I can describe it.
Yeah, and I guess it also, like the other ones at the very least, even if they weren't they weren't physically there in the action doing the actual stunt, at the very least it was always like a really cool set piece that involved them doing something cool with the cars. And I guess in this one their big thing is supposed to be the whole magnet thing, but that's really similar to the last one where you had the whole like hacking the cars and they all start falling out of the buildings and they all start trying to like puddle towards you, and this one kind of does the same thing with the whole magnets inside the truck. And so they're obviously like their big thing is supposed to be like the space thing, but it's not as cool. I mean,
it's basically two guys sitting in chairs,
and it's two guys sitting in chairs. I don't want to say screaming, because they're more like bickering with each other, which inherently is a little bit funny just because of how well those characters work together, Rome and Tej, but like, it's just them bickering as they go up into space and then come back down, so it's not really, like it's just, it's not an action set piece, it's not a cool stunt, it's nothing that's so cool that it's blowing my mind. And I guess on top of that too,
I realize, you know what it is?
What?
It's just CGI slop.
I mean, yeah, it is that. It is just a CGI set piece that adds really nothing in the end. But like, it also comes down to me to the situation of this one. This one is kind of like where I start to... It leans a little too far into the whole sci-fi, science fiction, I don't want to call it fantasy, but like, you're asking me to suspend disbelief and take you seriously, and to some extent it doesn't entirely work, because like while the first couple of movies were fairly grounded in like set in the real world, and since then they have gone further past that, this one is like, and the other ones all have like world-ending things, and this one is asking me to suspend more disbelief in like so many things, and because of how convoluted the plot is, it's like all these different elements that I have to just take at face value that's happening, like the Project Ares, them taking a car into space and being even capable of doing that and surviving, them having these like super magnets that are pushing like all of these cars and doing all these other things, Dom having a brother. It's just it feels like the movie is asking for a lot without giving. That's it, without giving. It feels like it's just asking for a lot without giving me anything do with that.
It almost
to the point where I can't.
Yeah, it almost feels like I'm kind of glad it happened, but almost so they could get it out of their system. Like, for the longest time, like, from whenever I got into this franchise, I remember there was always this, like, ooh, are they going to go to, like, they should put a car in space. And it almost felt like here, there you go. And, like, I'm kind of glad it happened. I mean, look, admittedly, it is, like you said, a funny visual at first, and there's some laughs to be had, because, like, the Rome and Tej duo never gets unfunny. But it feels like they like from there on out, it was like, I don't want to go purely back to Fast 1, Fast 2, where it's like, I certainly don't want to be like Fast 4, gritty and real or whatever. But like, taper it back down to 5 through 7 levels after going to space. Because even myself, I remember being like, hearing that was happening, kind of excited to see it, and then seeing it and being like, it was fine. Like it's not like a miserable scene, but it's just kind of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty.
It's one of the things. Yeah, it's one of the most disappointing things about this one for me is just that it's like, I don't know where the whole, like, I think it was just probably a meme online or something of they were going to take a car to the moon. I know, like, after it came out that was what they were going to do. It was more of like, oh my god, they're going to do it. But, like, I agree that now that it's out of their system, they'll never have to do it again. But for me, it does take away from this in the end a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
It's hard to like put it into words.
You could have built a moon set then too, and it would have looked much better, and you would have gotten to see them drive and do things. As it stands, it's just like a funny scene of Roman Tej, but now it's in space, which is fine. But there's a reason those funny Roman Tej scenes are usually in like the first and second act and not the third, is because they're not really progressing much. But this one's like pivotal.
My thing, that's the thing is, the scene with them in space is that they don't really, do anything with driving. It's just riding a spaceship, essentially. It's nothing really special. And if they drive it to the moon, and they, rode it on the moon, that would be great. Because that's like another ridiculous step that Fast and Furious took. But it just seems like, I don't know. The way they took it, the path they took, it just made it seem so lazy.
Agreed.
That's really disappointing. Because honestly, one of the best things about the Fast franchise is just thinking like what they can do next. Because it just seems like they have such a vast imagination of where they could take the concept of drive car next. And then this happens, and you're just like, I guess, the well has dried up? Are we at that point yet? Because it seems like it just seems like that way, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah. So Jacob goes and meets with Otto, who's his associate and financier. Cypher is being held at their base and tells Jacob that the other half of Ares is in Edinburgh. Dom meets his father's mechanic buddy, who took in Jacob after he was exiled from, LA or whatever, and learns that Jacob is in London. In Tokyo, Letty and Mia find out that Han is alive and that his adopted daughter Elle is one half of accessing Ares because it was coded to her parents' DNA, who made it, and then they were killed. And that Han's alive because he got recruited by Mr. Nobody in Tokyo to work for him. They don't really show how he survived the exploding car. They just kind of go, yeah, we faked his death. So Mr. Nobody faked his death because he was always a target. So Rome and Tej travel to Germany to recruit Sean, Twinkie, and Earl from Tokyo Drift, who have been working on a rocket car. Meanwhile, in London, Dom meets up with Queenie Shaw, played by Helen Mirren, in what is probably my favorite action piece, where we get to see Queenie actually drive and outwit the police in a chase. Also, Vin Diesel and Helen Mirren have unbelievable chemistry, I think. I'd kind of love to see them co-lead a movie together outside of this. They're just really good together. It's the strangest thing to me. She gives him Jacob's location and drives him there while running from the police after stealing a diamond necklace. Dom confronts Otto and Jacob at a party held in Otto's mansion, but Otto has Dom arrested because he's tied to his dad's a diplomat or something. So Dom pulled a gun in an embassy. I don't know. And it's admittedly a pretty clever trap, only for them to immediately undo it because Lisa, who is a person we've never seen before except for the scene where he's walking into the building, played by Cardi B, who, why the fuck is Cardi B in this? Has, unseen to us, infiltrated the people that arrested Dom, and they were all with her, and they just free him immediately, so none of that really mattered anyway. So he gets rescued. Tej, Roman, and Ramsey join Dom in Edinburgh, to where Jacob uses an electromagnet to try to steal the other half. We get the electromagnet scene that Sean was talking about. Tej and Rome find the truck containing the electromagnet, and as they fight Otto's men, Ramsey, who's never driven before in her life, commandeers the truck to chase after Otto. Everything Sean said about that scene is true. There's certain visuals that are definitely redundant. I still have a fun time, mostly because you don't really get to see Rome and Tej physically fight as much, and it was kind of funny seeing Ramsey have to drive. And in general, I think she plays off of the two of them really well. I think they should continue to lean more into her being one of the guys with the two of them.
One of the boys.
One of the boys. Yeah. So what do you guys think about any of that? Well, let's just say the magnet fight, because that's what I last said. Did anyone else have any thoughts on the magnets? Yeah, bitch, magnets. No. Okay.
That's fine.
Rocket car scene is funny. Okay. Well, let's just talk about the big thing. Han's alive. How does everyone feel about the Han never died retcon?
I don't necessarily have a strong feeling about it.
Yeah, I feel like it has the problem of, I guess at this point I now finally assume that none of them will ever die.
Yeah.
And it's disappointing in this one because I feel like the whole Roman making a joke about them not dying is less funny with Han coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the very least, someone can prove him wrong that fast. But also, obviously, it's him talking about how him and Tej don't really ever get hurt or die, and then you could finally at the end use that as a payoff of have somebody get hurt and make it dramatic, but at least they don't die. And I feel like that would have been a better payoff. And then at the very least, you also have I don't know. To me, it hurts things a lot more, and while it just makes this feel more like a soap opera, it definitely, to me, hurts it just especially knowing that like it seems like they just want to try real hard to have the whole cast there all the time, and I think at this point it's just like I think Jake mentioned earlier, it's just overstuffing everything. And with them continually trying to overstuff, it just it just makes the movies too much a little bit at times, especially when you have so many characters that you've built up over time. It's just so weird when looking back and like you have movies with a much smaller focus and a much smaller like cast, and like how these movies continue to expand further and further and further. And at times it's fine, at other times it's weird because it's like, why are you doing this? At some point, I just feel like it does need to scale back a little bit and use those moments of like, you have all these great characters built up. Why not do like what you did with Hobbs and Shaw and just put like two that don't really interact with each other together that might play off of each other really well and do something around that. I don't know. It feels like not when you have all of these character stuff into a movie, none of them shine, and on top of that, you have the issue of now that you're bringing characters back that have died, you're just adding to that. And I don't know if it's for like, I mean, in the end, it is just because fans are gonna want to see Han come back, so we've got to bring Han back. So like, it feels undeserved.
I agree
with that.
And it's just so bizarre because it's like so quick after he dies, you know what I mean?
It's a pretty lazy explanation.
Yeah, it's so quick and so lazy. Like, he just died. They bring him back. The explanation is just like, oh yeah, this happened. And it's not even like a good, quick explanation.
It doesn't work the same way that Letty's resurrection, so to speak, works, because one, Letty coming back from the dead, not literally, but it happened first. So first of all, it's like just more shocking off of that. Secondly, they at least made sure when they brought Letty back, there were still consequences. We had the first movie, she's back, she's with the villains initially, and she has amnesia. The second movie, she's back, she's with them again, she's with Dom again, but there's still like this tension because she doesn't have all the memories yet. And then you have the revelation at the end that they had been secretly married. So there were still like consequences. Han comes back in this, and like, no one's upset at him for not saying they should have been necessarily, because like he had a reason. He was trying to protect himself and trying to protect this new character L by staying hidden, but like they just kind of like very quickly accept that he's alive. There's no repercussions for the fact that he's been in hiding for these years. And ultimately, I think, like, you guys said, like, the fans were what did it. And I think we're kind of on a hot take here, because I know, like, Han and Tokyo Drift as a whole are so popular amongst the, like, Fast fandom. And I like seeing Han again. Like, it makes me happy to see him. But a lot of, like, the talk was around, there was such a, like, justice for Han thing after Fast 8 came out. And the family just like had Deckard at the barbecue and was like, I get that you helped save Dom's kid, but he killed Han. Why is the family so accepting of him? And I feel like this was an attempt to be like, well, he didn't actually kill Han. But it's not like, and to be clear, I don't think this would have been a good retcon either. It's not like it's establishing that Deckard was faking Han's death, like was involved in the faking of it, which also would be bad and would make even less sense, since why does he do anything he does in 7? But to their knowledge, I mean, all this does is he tried to kill Han. Like, this changes it from murder to attempted murder, so it still doesn't really answer why they're so easy to forgive him. So it's not even like it really answers that question well. It just feels like really lazy fan service. And like Sean said, it makes everybody actually feel too invincible now. Because now we have Jesse from the first one who's died, and Elena dies in Fast 8. And nobody who's been like a true core family member has died.
Yeah.
Great commentary, Matt.
I do like Anna Sewa being in this, Sawe. She's great in everything I've seen her in. They should just let her be in whatever she wants. I need to watch Shogun, whatever.
I need to watch Shogun too. That apparently is a very good. That's one thing I have on my list. Yeah. Oh, apparently it's really good.
We also, I'm at the point where I'm just saying straight thoughts that I don't want to forget to comment on. There is a good fight scene, speaking of her, with Mia and Letty as well, that I really enjoyed, in particular because this is some of the biggest praise I can give this movie is that they finally let Mia do things. She kicks a lot of ass in this movie, and it's nice that she's not just like woman in the chair.
Yeah, I do like that they give her that for once, finally. It does make me giggle a little bit inside, thinking of, like, she's out here kicking ass and Brian is just sitting at home with the kids.
Stay-at-home dad, man, that's the dream. I'm trying to be a Brian.
That is my favorite, like, just thought that came to my head every single time I saw her. It was like, I'm just thinking of, like, wow, she's out here kicking ass and Brian's at home just with the kids, which makes it even more funny when I think about Dom's kid and where the fuck he's been this entire movie.
Just, someone's gotta watch him.
Straight up. They show Dom's kid in the beginning and then at the end, and he's just gone for the rest of it, and Dom does not seem to care at all.
Well,
which just makes me laugh a little bit.
Daddy's got to go to work.
Daddy's got to go to work. Yeah, well, that's fun behind the scenes fact. This was also all made during the era in which The Rock and Vin Diesel were beefing, so that's probably why he's not in this one. What do you say we just power through the rest of the plot? Because, like, it's getting late, and I really don't know. I don't hate this movie, but I'm like, it's just kind of unremarkable.
I'm gonna be honest, Jake. I am surprised that you're being so critical of this movie because I thought you were gonna like it.
I mean, I would say I like it. Like, I gave it a 3 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I mean, I'm gonna spoiler my rec at the end. I would still recommend it if you're this far in and you like the Fast movies. It's more of a watch. It's silly and it's often a good time. But it's also got some, like, straight up bad scenes in it. Like the Cardi B scene, she cannot act for shit. It's such a Deus Ex Machina. Like, why did we do what was the point of all this? And it just feels like such, like, quintessential overindulgence of, like, oh, we want to do a celebrity cameo. Let's get Cardi B. And, like, it's my least favorite scene in the movie. I think it's one of the worst scenes in the whole franchise. And it's just like for every, like, cool thing, like getting to see Queenie drive, there's something like that.
Yeah. To add to that too, like with what Jake said, I think at the very least this movie is good still. I think it's much better than 4 is by a long shot. It doesn't mean it doesn't have problems, and it doesn't mean that, like, it's also the problem of this one is coming off them, like, they had their high with 5, 6, and 7, 8 was kind of good, and now we have 9, and it's, like, going downhill a little bit, and you can tell, and, like, you don't know if 8 and 9 are a trend downward, you just know that the last 2 haven't been as good as 5, 6, and 7. So it's kind of a little bit of a roller coaster going into this and coming out of it being like, dang, well, I hope the next one's better. So, like, And that's all you can really take from this in the end. So that's like I said, I think I gave it the same score too, if anything. But like, it's not a bad movie. This one just has glaring issues that I like really hope and want them to fix for the future, because it really does affect everything going forward and not in a positive way. The other thing I also find funny, and this has nothing to do with that, is that I don't know if any of you have realized, but they introduce all of these. I mean, I guess everybody notices it because it's kind of funny, but like, they introduce all these like super big character things of like, Dom has a brother, Dom has a kid, Dom has Dom's what we now know as his wife is alive, and that's how everything's framed. But like, they have all these like life-altering things that would like change the status quo for these characters forever, and yet in every single one of these movies, the status quo is always the same, and it's really funny.
Oh yeah.
Because no matter what, it always goes back to zero. And I don't mean this in a negative way. I just find it funny because even when there's the threat of them going to jail, they do and they get away, or they just don't.
Yeah,
like this
one
is just it's kind of funny in this one because it starts to become glaringly apparent, I guess, in this one. For me, anyways. It's obviously apparent in the other ones, too. We're fucking 10 movies in. And you can't just go like, oh, now it's weird. It's just funny because this one makes it so glaringly apparent in that, like, all of this shit happens, and the status quo at the end of the movie, nothing changes. They have their sit down, they have their whole family get together, they eat food, nobody's in jail, everything's fine. It's just funny. There's nothing changed by the end of this movie.
Even
except
Cypher.
The fact that we know that Dom has a brother now.
Yeah, but even Cypher, she starts at the end of Fast 8. Cypher is a fugitive on the run. They didn't catch her. This movie starts with her in custody, but then in the other villain's custody, and then ends with her on the run as a fugitive. Like, there's absolutely zero progress within the story of them getting Cypher. Which also, speaking of Cypher, why the fuck did they give her a bowl cut in this? Because, like, it's worse than the little dreads she had in the last one. It's so bad. Why did they give Charlize Theron a bowl cut?
I thought it was fine. I don't know.
Oh, I thought it's like one of the worst haircuts I've ever seen. I couldn't take her seriously.
It was just for you. It was specifically for you. They wanted you to look at that. You have to live knowing that she is just looking like that.
You know what's a funny thought I just had? We always say spoiler if we talk about, like, and I feel like we've all done it if we're talking about something that happens, like, later in the plot of the movie that we're actively talking about. And I'm like, I want to meet the hypothetical person who's, like, mad that we didn't give a spoiler warning about something that happens in a movie from 2021 that we're actively already talking about, just because they're like, no, but I like to hear the plot as you guys read it. Plot. So Dom intercepts Jacob, and the two fight throughout the city. Before Otto can extract Jacob, Ramsey runs his car off the road and uses the electromagnet to capture Jacob. At the safe house, Han reveals that Mr. Nobody had assigned him to protect Elle and Project Ares as Elle's DNA as its biometric activation key. When Jacob went rogue and teamed up with Otto, they used Deckard Shaw to fake Han's death and protect Elle. Otto and his men attack the safe house and free Jacob, who reveals to Dom that Jack, wanting to escape deep debt, had instructed him to tamper with the car in order to throw the race, and that the death was accidental. This disillusions Dom, which is kind of his father, which is kind of a cool moment to see, I think, admittedly, of like Dom having to grapple with maybe my dad wasn't a perfect guy. Jacob and Otto kidnap Elle and take the other half of Project Ares. Otto launches a satellite into orbit while Jacob has Elle activate Ares. They begin uploading areas to the satellite, moving in an armored truck throughout Tbilisi. I don't know what the fuck that is, to be honest. Where that is, how to say that. I wasn't paying attention apparently to this movie. Dom, Letty, Mia, Ramsey, and Han race to stop the upload. Mia and Han try to breach the truck. Otto reveals that he and Cypher have teamed up and then throws Jacob off the truck. Jacob is rescued by Dom and Mia, where he helps them access the truck, and all of a sudden he has a redemption arc. Tej and Roman enter orbit and destroy the satellite using a rocket car that the Tokyo Drift Boys made. Glad they got to be important to the plot. But yeah, space scene left a lot to desire. They stop the upload. Then Cypher bombs the truck using a UAV in an attempt to kill Dom, but unintentionally kills Otto instead. Dom uses the ricocheting truck to destroy Cypher's drone, which we didn't know was a drone until after it's destroyed, and then it's revealed, oh, it's just a drone, and she escapes and, is still at large. Dom and Mia reconcile with Jacob, and Dom allows him to escape custody by giving him the keys to his car, forgiving Jacob. I do think it's sweet that he says, a guy gave me a 10-second car once as a second chance, and I want to do the same for you. That is a good callback to the original, and seeing how that moment impacted Dom is nice. That is good character writing. I will give them that. The characters always remain consistent with, I think, who they are and what they've experienced, at least. Tej and Roman reach the International Space Station, weird sentence, and return safely to Earth. The team celebrates their success, as always, with the barbecue at Dom's house. While preparing to say grace, Brian O'Connor's car enters the driveway. He is not seen. In a mid-credit scene, we see Deckard come face-to-face with Han and is shocked to see him alive. I do like Brian pulling up and not being seen. All right. Does anyone have anything to say about all that chunk? I think a lot of that stuff we kind of already covered, to be honest. But anyone got anything?
Not really.
Yeah.
Post-credit scenes
Not
could be
really
interesting. A Han Deckard confrontation could be interesting. I guess.
The one thing I forgot about was that Charlize Theron's character surviving, and it makes that scene where the drone explodes so much less cool, because I'll say in this one, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the CGI in this one seems a little bit worse than the one before, which is very weird to me. I don't know if that's just me. But like the truck blowing up the plane, which we now know is a drone, I feel like would have been so cool if that were actually just the end of her, because that would have cut that whole thing off with her. I feel like it would have had a satisfying ending to it, and like I get to watch her blow the fuck up. Because if there, I don't know about you guys, and I don't know if this, I currently can't remember if in the next one I see it as more of a positive or a negative, but her character annoys the shit out of me.
Oh, really?
She exists. Like, not the problem of, like, she's a bad character or anything, just that, like, the fact that she's still around annoys me. I kind of just want them to nip that thing in the bud and have her die.
Damn.
Or go to jail again.
I like her as a villain.
I don't dislike her as
I
a
don't
villain,
hate
but
her
I
as a
do kind
villain.
of agree that she's, like, I don't know that she's strong enough to, like, be reoccurring.
I feel like y'all were all high on her when she was like nice and sadistic in Fate. I just think this movie misuses her.
Yeah, I feel like
I
that's
don't know.
part of it too. It could just be that, like, I liked how sadistic she was in that one. This one, I think because I see her less and she's not the focal point, she just annoys me every time she's on screen. Because I'm just like, why are you here? Please leave.
Yeah, she's really, like, she could be taken out of this movie and it would be mostly the same, I feel like.
Honestly, you can replace her with like any generic like hacker, because she doesn't really have anything unique about her. She's a little bit conniving. She's smart, but I don't know what makes her unique in any way.
In 8, I could have told you. I felt like in 8, she was a very like easily the most like fucked up fast villain we had. She was kidnapping babies, shooting their mom in front of them, and sexually assaulting Dom like in front of his wife. Like it was like she was a really fucking evil person, and in this she's just hacker lady. Yeah. Do you guys want to do final thoughts? Because like that's kind of leads into mine.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's her kind of fall off as a villain in this to me is like a symptom of my problem, which is just the bloat. There's too many unnecessary cameos with like random scenes, and some of them are fun or nice or whatever. I like that they always make Shea Wiggum still have a broken nose. But like it's just this movie could have been like 20 or even 30 minutes shorter. It drags. There's a lot of retcons that are silly, and that's just by the nature of like shoving so many characters in. If I was making this movie, I would just let it be a continuation of the Cypher story. I know you guys are sick of her, but I think she'd be much better if you just leaned into just her being like, let's just like, how do we escalate her? Let's just take her character from Fate and like make her even more evil, and make it really dangerous and fucked up. And I would have liked to see that. And then if you want to do the Secret Brother storyline, just save it for another movie. But like, or even like have her be on the run, like establish that they can't find her and let this movie be about Jacob. Sure. I don't think that character needs to exist, but in a world where he does, he should have his own movie and he should probably not get a redemption arc in 30 seconds. I think that's a character that I'd want to see redeemed, but just not so quickly. But yeah, I mean, my biggest issue is how bloated this thing is. Too many characters, too many subplots, too many retcons. Overall, it's still a fun time. I think the highlights are there's some good comedy in there, and I mean, my favorite scene individually is the Queenie scene, but that's just like kind of inconsequential. So I think just as a whole, like a lot of the humor does work for me, and I just always still ultimately have a decent time with it. It's low tier Fast for me, but it is still like miles and miles ahead of Fast. So I would still, Fast 9 is not going to be the one that gets someone into this story. But if you're 8 deep and you still enjoy these things, you probably have a decent enough time in F9. But it's not one that you'll probably rewatch unless you're doing a podcast.
Yeah.
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 I like it. I think it's a good movie in general. I do think it's actually one of the funnier ones. I just think it's also lacking in other aspects. So I would say that the humor and the comedy is probably one of the high points for me. I think most of the Rome and Tej back and forths are at their best. And I think a lot of the, in general, like this cast of characters always works well together, and they always play off of each other well. So that continues, and I think that it was a particular standout in this movie. That said, I think there are certain parts that just drag. There's just certain scenes that are boring or don't need to be in it, or just not great scenes. So like Jake said, it's a little bloated at times. So you could trim some of the excess scenes, excess characters, and I think you could still have just as good a movie, if not better. But I'd recommend it. I mean, I think it's good. I think there's nothing about it that, if you've liked all the other movies, there's nothing about it that you'll hate, I don't think. It's just a little, it's a little too much at times, I'd say.
It's a silly little movie.
Yeah.
I'm just a silly little movie. Just a silly little movie.
No.
Oh, whoa.
Anyway. For me, this movie is like the quintessential 5L. Forget about it. But it's not bad. I didn't hate it. That's really it. I can't believe I have less to say about this movie than 8. That's honestly the most impressive thing about this movie.
Yeah, I think overall, I'd say that like I think this is a good movie still in terms of fast quality.
Yes, quality.
I think it's more worthwhile as a if you've already seen the rest, which if you haven't, what the fuck are you starting 9 for? But
person who watches this but doesn't,
hasn't seen the rest of them.
Oh, you're just making me laugh, Sean. You're too funny.
Oh my god, if you saw this one and none of the other ones, Han coming back is just like, who the fuck is this guy? Why was he dead? How is he back? What is going on? This movie would be so confusing if you watch it without any context of any of the others. Oh dear god.
I think the first question is, oh my god, people watch fucking 9 of these? There are 9 of these movies and people love them?
These make money?
Are they all like this? And the answer is no.
This makes money?
Do you
Wrong, the answer.
Wait, so do you wreck it?
I definitely do recommend it. I think if I had to give it like my least favorite part about this is definitely how bloated it is. My favorite thing about this is hard to think about. Everything is just on like such a level of like it's just okay that it's hard to be like, dang, I love that. I guess I like that they still continue to keep Brian in these things in some way, shape, or form by having him like right up at the end of the movie. I think that's very sweet that they still have those in there and they've managed to be respectful of that. Though, from what I looked up earlier today, apparently there are plans for Brian's character to come back in the As We Speak sequel to Fast 10.
Yeah.
So, what the fuck? I don't know what that means, but okay. So I guess we'll see how that pans out in the future.
Yeah, we will see. And we'll see when we do another one of these. Thank you to Alofet, ALOFETT for the podcast artwork. Thank you to JASON for the podcast music.
Yeah. The Upsides PA on Twitter, the _Upsides PA on Instagram. I said that backwards, but you get the point. The Upsides on SoundCloud, there's nothing there. We're getting there. Follow my band on Instagram, Faraday Band PA. I'm the drummer. We're looking for a bassist. If you know a bassist, hit me up, man. Anybody.
Anybody.
I'm really desperate there.
Follow Culture Illiterate. Follow the podcast on Spotify, Apple, and subscribe on YouTube to hear more about Jason's journey for a bassist. Our ats for any socials we have are at illiterate_pod. You can, reach us there if you have any interest in being a bassist for Jason's band. Our email is culturalitteratepod@gmail.com. You can send us questions, comments, inquiries about being the bassist for Jason's band. Leave a review. Next episode, which I don't really know when that'll happen, most likely before the end of 2025. But that's about all I can sort of confidently say. We're going to finally be caught up after next episode on the Fast Saga. We're going to talk about Fast X. You'll also hear whenever that is what we're going to be covering after Fast and Furious, since we will be, again, caught up. And everyone wish Sean a happy marriage because, again, unless I shit the bed, he'll be getting married in 2 days from this release. So, have a good night.